Okay, so with that said, we will start the meeting. It is 9:37 a.m. on October 27th, 2022. This is a meeting of the Southwick Local Emergency Planning Committee. Okay. So it looks like first thing on our agenda here is acceptance of minutes. The acceptance of minutes will be for the March 24, 2022 meeting.
Chairman, would you like me to do roll call first? Or
Yes, actually I would. Thank you. It's been a while.
it's okay. Charles Dunlap,
Here, present.
Jason Perrin,
Perron,
sorry,
I'll
Jen
hold on.
Willard,
Present.
John Kane, Joshua Taus, absent. Carl Steinhardt,
present.
Randy Brown,
Here.
Rhett Banish,
Here.
Rich Stefanowitz,
Here.
Robert Barry, Steve Presnell, Karen Zorick.
Here.
Cindy Sullivan here. And did someone say Alex White was on this committee, or is he an alternate?
He is sworn in as a committee member.
Okay. Alex White is absent. Okay. All right. And Jess is here as an alternate. Is there anybody else present as alternates, just to have them on the record? No? Okay.
Back.
Yeah. Your name?
Oh.
I don't know.
Ian White, Emergency Management, as a guest visitor.
Okay.
Also from Bay State Health.
Cecil Lewis, who's an alternate for Josh. While he's employed.
What's his name? I can't hear him.
Cecil Lewis.
Can you spell
Okay.
that? Can you spell that name out for Mrs. Sullivan so she can record it in the minutes?
Cecil. Last name is Lewis.
Okay, got it.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go back to acceptance of minutes for the March 24th, 2022 meeting.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We do a roll call.
We're gonna have to do a roll call because we do a Zoom.
Yeah, Cindy, do you have those minutes on you? I mean, obviously, a person would have had to have been at that meeting to be qualified to vote to accept it.
Got them in front of me.
You do? You have an idea who was present, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, yep.
All right, so we would want to make sure we knew who was present, so that as you go along and get the vote, the person's got to be eligible to vote.
I can tell you right off the top, your absent members that day were Carl, Doug Moglen, myself, Jennifer Willard, Steve Presnell, and John Kane.
Okay, so
Can't have
Randy
vote.
was, so that meant that Randy was chairing that meeting.
Yes.
I was.
All right, so those of us that weren't at that meeting cannot vote, all right?
And I'm not sworn in.
I'm not either.
So should we table them?
Yeah, you can table them to a future meeting, you
Okay.
know,
I
and
make the
there's
motion to
nothing,
amend
and by the way, you know, there's nothing that prevents you from marking those minutes draft and filing with the clerk's office, just so they'll have a copy of them. Since
Okay,
the committee does not meet in November, December, and doesn't meet again until January, you would want to do that just as a matter of course.
okay. So we need a motion to table.
Make a motion to amend the motion on the floor to amend the meetings, or to table minute meetings till our next meeting.
Okay, motion made, second.
Second, Charles Dunlap.
Any discussion on that? No?
No discussion on the table.
If you do a roll call vote, please.
Charles
Aye.
Charles Dunlap,
Aye.
Jason Perron,
Aye.
Mhm.
Jen Willard,
Aye.
Carl Steinhardt,
I,
Randy Brown,
Aye.
Rhett Banish.
Aye.
Rich Stefanowitz.
Aye.
And I can't vote, and neither can Karen. Okay.
Okay, moving on to new business. Swearing of new members has been done. Next thing is election of officers for chairperson, vice chairman, treasurer, and secretary.
I'd like to make a motion to keep the slate of officers that are currently in place to be renewed for fiscal year 23 and, obviously nominate Rhett Banish as chairperson.
Second the motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded, discussion.
Yeah, can't someone else be secretary? I've done it for 5 years.
You're so good at it.
I don't care. I'm serious.
Charlie, how many years has she done it? I think it's more like 2 or 3. right?
No, it's 5. I counted.
I don't know, but I've done many, many years.
I don't care. I think it's time for somebody else to do it.
Maybe Charlie will
Not
take
here,
it back.
Cindy. Cindy, who's not here that you want to nominate?
Alex White. No, I'm kidding.
I think we have a good slate that was already mentioned with the chairperson and Randy as a vice chairperson. And then the treasurer used to be Dennis. Who is the treasurer of record right now, Mr. Chairman?
Charles Dunlap.
All right, and then Cindy as secretary. I don't see there being an issue with keeping that same slate. However, Cindy is offering to share that role with other people. So,
Yeah, I refuse the nomination. Isn't that part of this?
well, this isn't a school committee vote.
Well,
Cindy, when I'm sworn in, I'll do it.
who said that?
Yes,
Bishop?
Who said it?
Jessica.
The
Oh,
alternate.
Jessica. That's nice, Jessica. I think it's fair to share, and not have the same
Thanks.
people.
Hey, that
Sharing
works.
is caring.
I mean, speaking for myself, I know last time around I had some issues because of training. I think I'm gonna have training issues again this time around. I don't know if it's fair for me to keep handing things off to Randy on a semi-regular basis or not. Or is it Randy?
I'm fine with it. Well, we can share that role as well. When you're here, you do it. When you're not, you don't do it.
Any further discussion?
Nope, the motion is on the floor.
Okay, motion's made and seconded at this point. Go ahead and make a roll call vote there, Cindy.
Glad my camera's off. Charles Dunlap,
Yes,
Jason Perrin, Perone. I'm not
Thank
gonna
you.
ever get it right. You have 2
I
sisters
know
who
you
call
won't.
themselves something
That's
different.
okay. That's
Who I
okay.
talk to more than you.
This is true. Yes.
Jen Willard. Carl Steinhardt,
Yes,
Randy Brown.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Rhett Banish,
Yes.
Rich Stefanowitz,
Yes.
and that's everyone that, and Jennifer Willard. Did I already say you?
You got me.
Got you. Sorry.
You okay there, Cindy? She's muted. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so any other new business?
yes, I have a question. It was brought to me about Forever Chemicals. Do we have any Forever Chemicals in the town? What are they? And any information about them as presented to the LEPC? Now, Forever Chemicals, I believe, are things like the fire department triple F visit.
So, no, because all of those do have an expiration date on that, but I would think that, Eric Whitlander would probably be the person to consult on that. Because he's very knowledgeable on a lot of the products, especially the stuff we used through COVID, as far as disinfectants, and a lot of those don't have an end of life. Most product does have a shelf life, but that product doesn't. And we use one product called Performix that doesn't have an expiration date.
I think it was kind of referred to things like Agent Orange and Roundup. So,
PFAS.
so maybe we could have that as
We
the
don't have
agenda
that.
for the next meeting in January.
We could. We could.
Good about Eric too.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good person to invite
Yep.
because he has a lot of work and knowledge on that.
You know, because, with the LEPC, our mission is to deal with chemicals, extremely hazardous chemicals
Right.
that are
So-
stored in, moved, and
Keep in mind that the fire department does now have hazardous materials permitting. So when we have facilities like Tractor Supply or Ocean State that could take a large bulk shipment of something like that, they're mandated reporters for that product. So we
You
have a
mean like-
record of that.
like pool
How-
supplies or.
Well, most of the pool supply places stay under the quantities because they know. And they have enough turnaround on them, so they don't, the quantities are actually very high. But they have to look at it for like Tractor Supply, not as a here and now what's in the store, but cumulatively over the year, what would you have moving through the store? So let's just take a product like Rain-X, which is a windshield washer cleaner for your automobile. Okay, it's considered a hazardous material, so reportable quantity. So let's just say they take a shipment of 30,000 gallons, they have to report that quantity. But as the time wears on, and it gets more towards the spring, they don't carry as much as they would during the winter time, so the quantity goes down. So it's no longer reported quantity, but over the course of the year, they had enough cumulative that they have to report it. So most of these bigger businesses like chains like Tractor Supply and Ocean State are aware of this. And sometimes they regulate what goes through the store because they don't want to have to deal with that. But most of them report the stuff on you.
How
Not
about,
something we're.
how about antifreeze? That has
So-
phosphates in it, right?
Well, there's the different grades, that's the problem. So that really becomes a technical issue. But they also understand that agricultural product, for a lot of this is concerning as well too, is controlled by the agricultural department. So golf course that has a large quantity of fertilizer, Roundup, if you would, some type of weed control. Those are regulated under agricultural in the Commonwealth. So the fire department doesn't do that. And it's much stricter than our regulations are. Ours are strictly reported. We can't limit the quantity you put in store. You just need to tell us how much you have. That's it. So it's a positive effort, but I would suspect that most communities, most stores in this community don't have massive amounts of anything that's of concern unless they have like a specialty product. So we have concerns that the teddy bear pools, not teddy bear, what's the name of the
Chili
soda?
bellies.
Was renting the space on College Highway, and the report was it's loaded with chemicals, it's a pool place. Well, it wasn't. All he has in there is hot dogs. And we investigated to check it out, and he's like, I have nothing here. He says, I don't even have that much in his Westfield store because there's just no need for him to carry that volume of product that's reportable
Well, that's all under tier 2 reporting
for.
for hazardous materials.
Mhm.
So I think that'd be a good, interesting topic for our next meeting.
Charlie, where did it come from?
My neighbor.
Oh, your neighbor, okay. I always like to know where
Well,
these
you know,
questions stem from so that you can formulate your response.
Yeah, a residential neighbor, just curious because they know that I'm involved with emergency management.
So in order to set this up potentially for our next meeting, who do we need to get in here?
I would bring Eric from the schools. He can help with,
Yeah,
and he has broad knowledge about other things too, outside of just the schools. His
Mhm.
knowledge is vast, so,
You can arrange that, obviously.
sure.
Well, would that include what would be transported up and down the highways here in town?
that's DOT regulation,
Yeah, it's still hazmat.
but we don't track it.
Trackable.
We don't track it.
If there's an accident, we would.
No, well, but that's in the here and now. That's why we use emergency response guides and deal with that emergency that's in front of us. There's no way, companies are gonna report to us, hey, we're driving through your town with, 8,000 gallons of, of hydrogen chloride. Oh, okay, that doesn't happen. Doesn't happen anyway.
So can I go back to, what was their concern? Was their concern that we have these forever chemicals
Well-
in Southwick?
What are they and how dangerous are they? And, just
Well, I don't know that they're any more
Things,
dangerous than anything else.
like-
outside of the kitchen sink.
I need to, like. what we're
like
talking
using
about.
Roundup and contaminating wells or what have you. It was just a general question.
All right, anyone have anything else on forever chemicals? See,
Other than I think it's a good conversation piece,
Okay.
but I don't think we're gonna have to regulate it. with the legislative thing.
We can definitely get educated next meeting. then.
Right.
Okay, any other new business?
It might be, as I said, Steve Presnell is, I don't know if this is where it would go, but Steve Presnell is retiring. And so we have hired a new director of finance and operations. So we would be adding a new member to our committee as the alternative.
Just like the fire department.
Right.
Jen, can you send me his contact information?
Yes,
And
I mean,
we'll send that to
obviously,
the select board?
yeah, we'd like to make sure it goes to us so we can do the appointment process, but at the same time, we'd like to meet the individual.
yes. I'm actually going out to lunch with him today.
Where's he from?
He is from Shelburne Falls, but he's going to be moving here.
Oh, nice.
He and his wife are going to be moving here, so
Good for him.
got new residents coming.
Nice.
Mhm.
Anyone else on new business?
It's kind of in the same vein with Chief Anderson retiring officially November 7th.
Mhm.
I'll take his role as LEPC officer,
Primary.
and Deputy Bishop will take on the role as the alternate. I'll notify the select board.
Okay, thank you.
And secretary.
Share, right, yeah.
Yeah, Cindy, let's look at all these name changes so we
Yep.
can see if you and I agree on all the changes that have to be made as an agenda item for the November 7th meeting, okay?
Yep, and then I heard Joshua Taus is gonna be away for 6 months. Do we want to appoint an actual alternate for him and have them
We
sworn
can
in?
do that if we get something, an email or a letter from Noble, we can do that.
Okay,
Catch up.
I'll let my supervisor know.
okay.
Where's that email to be addressed to, Carl?
I want it to go to csullivan@southwickma.net.
Catch that?
Golden at Southwood, MA.
ma.net. Feeling better, aren't you, Cindy?
I am feeling great.
Okay, last call on new business.
Well, I can bring up that last Tuesday, Emergency Management did a national earthquake and great shakeup that we do as an annual drill. And it's just to prepare for earthquakes and that loose chemicals that might fall on the floor and mix, or items on the shelf like bookcases or things that could break loose and fall, creating a hazard. We do it every year. This is, I think, our fifth year of doing it.
Charlie, what was the official name of that?
The official name is the Great Shakeout,
Great shakeout.
and it's done every year nationally. And we represented the town of Southwick, which we do every year. We did a emergency communications exercise and worked with building maintenance as far as chemicals and the preparing for possible future earthquakes in town by securing items. Worked with Dave Sutton and Hillary.
So moving now to old business. Does anyone have any old business they'd like to address? Going once, going twice. Any other business anyone would like to discuss? Seeing none. Our next meeting is going to be scheduled for January 26, 2023 at 9:30 AM. Location's probably gonna be in here again. But as of right now, it's to be determined. You'll get it when we post the meeting. With that said, I think we are done here for the day. Unless anyone has anything else, I will take a motion to close the meeting.
I will make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Who made the second?
Stefanowitz.
Okay.
Charles Dunlap,
Yes. close
Jason Pear-
meeting.
Jason Perrin,
Yes.
Jen Willard,
Yes,
Carl Steinhardt,
Yes,
Randy Brown,
Yes.
Rhett Banish,
Yes.
Rich Stefanowitz.
Yes.
Jennifer Willard, I already said. That's it.
like, this is important.
Okay. Thank you very much,
I
everybody.
want to say your name.